Guys, guys, guys. The official Has-Been Hotel Twitter account just released Charlie's new design. I completely flipped my lid. I lost my shit when I went ahead and I saw her new design, and I said I have to go ahead and give my honest opinion about this new design about Charlie, because when I first saw the picture, I thought to myself, what the hell did they do to her? But guys, stay tuned for that because I'm going to go more in depth with it in a quick second. Now, first of all, what I would like to say is that Twitter, first of all, blew up, especially on this picture. I saw some bad comments, I saw some good comments, and at other times I saw some, interesting comments. But let's go ahead and actually get into Charlie's new design. The first thing that a lot of people actually had a lot of problems with was actually her red eyes. And when I actually saw her red eyes for the first time, I actually was not too much big of a fan of it. Honestly, honest to God, I wasn't. A lot of people on Twitter went ahead and asked VisiPop directly and said, "Is Charlie's eyes going to remain red?" And it's not Charlie, sorry. VisiPop went ahead and said, "Yes, they're going to remain red for the rest of the series." And a lot of people did not like that because so much of us are used to the pilot of Charlie, because we know Charlie's eyes in the pilot are actually black, and we're so used to her eyes being black in the pilot, as I just said. So that was one of the things that a lot of people actually were a bit confused about. Me, on the other hand, as I said, I was not too much of a big fan of it in the beginning, because in the beginning, I know a lot of people will also say this, Charlie's red eyes may come off a little bit creepy to some people. But overall, Charlie is still the optimistic, goofy girl who we all know and love, and hopefully that will help us just not take a lot of, hopefully that will not let us put a lot of attention towards her eyes. Because overall, Charlie is still the same Charlie. But her eyes overall, to me, is, well, they're okay. They're not really too much. They're not bad. They're not bad. They're not too good. But overall, as time went on, I actually went ahead and enjoyed her eyes. I actually don't mind her eyes anymore. They're actually really good because they actually go with the rest of her outfit. They really do. And speaking about Charlie's outfit, now in the new character design, it actually looks like Charlie's outfit is more dark red or dark pink, however which way you want to freaking look at it. In the pilot, we know that her jacket suit, to be more precise, was actually peachy. It was very, very peachy. But now in the redesign, we have her to be more of a reddish pinkish jacket. It's the same thing that actually goes when it comes down to her pants. Her pants in the pilot were actually black. They were black, and at the bottom they actually had pink stripes. Well, peachy stripes, just like her jacket. But now they have completely removed the black pants and the pink stripes, and now has matched her jacket, which was a more pinkish reddish or a dark pink or a dark red, however, as I said, you want to freaking look at it. Her shirt, on the other hand, we know for a fact that in the pilot, her shirt was actually tucked in because it gave more of a professional look towards it. And when I first saw her shirt out of her pants, I thought to myself a little bit that didn't really look too professional. It really didn't. I was, once again, as most of us are, a lot of us are really truthfully used to Charlie's design in the pilot because we absolutely fell in love with it. But looking more out towards the picture, I actually got more used to it. Just like her red eyes. I got used to it, and I actually really like the shirt out of her pants. Because even though it doesn't really give the full-on professional look that we're all really used to, it still does a slight bit. Once again, this is my personal opinion. It still gives a bit more of a professional look, but also that I'm also not too uptight, if you guys understand what I mean. That's the look, that's the feeling I'm getting from her whole outfit in the new redesign. Overall, her suit, actually, not her overall design, her suit, to me, as I said in the beginning, wasn't too taken for it. I wasn't. But looking more at it, as I said, it really truthfully goes with her red eyes, and overall, it's more aesthetically pleasing. I actually like her suit the more I looked at the design. Her hair now, her hair when it came down to everything. We know sometimes in the pilot we saw Charlie with one hairband on her hair, and sometimes we saw two, depending on which scene you are actually looking at, right? But the one thing that's completely different with her hair is that in the pilot, we saw that her hair went towards like the top of her hair, or more the front of her hair actually went more towards inward. It went towards more in towards her forehead. But now her hair actually swoops out, which is actually pretty cute to me. I actually really like it. Her hair to me overall is actually pretty good. I don't have any problems with it. I don't have any gripes with it. It actually looks pretty good and I really like it. It's really nice. But one of the other things about, I know I'm going everywhere with talking about Charlie. It's just I'm taking everything in and I'm giving my honest opinion about it. But one of the things that a lot of people, just like her eyes, because it also deals with her face, had a bit of a how should I say this? A bit of a surprise to it, is that her eyes are yellow. They're actually yellow. And as I said, a lot of people did not take to that whatsoever. When I saw that, being honest here, I also was not fully taken by it. I was not fully taken by it because, as I said, a lot of people saw that her eyes were a little bit, her red eyes may have been a little bit creepy, but it also was a little bit like that for me when I saw her yellow eyes. Once again, just being honest here, guys, don't kill me in the comments. But her eyes, to me, her yellow eyes seemed a little bit off. But once again, the more I looked towards her eyes and I saw her entire design, I went ahead and I said, you know what, they all work together. They completely work together. Everything looks completely fine. Her shoes also looks completely fine. But her bow tie on her suit, right? Her bow tie looks to be a little bit smaller. Because I know for a fact in the pilot, in the beginning, when we saw Charlie and Vaggie, of course, you know, going on air, we saw Vaggie actually fix Charlie's bow tie. But we saw that, you know, Charlie's bow tie was a little bit bigger than it did when Vaggie was fixing it. It looked like it covered majority of her neck. But this time it looks a lot smaller, and I really like that it's smaller because it's giving more of a realistic animation or design to her. I really like it that it's a lot smaller. It completely works with her new design. If the bow tie was too big, I don't think it would have really, like, you know, suit the style that Vizzy and A24 is actually going out on. Towards her neck though, I don't know, maybe that's just the design of her looking up, but I personally thought that maybe they partially added maybe a choker, but I don't know. If they did add a choker to Charlie, hey, good for them. I think a choker on Charlie is absolutely cool and absolutely adorable. But if not, and if that's just her way of looking up, then either way, totally fine. Another thing that I've also noticed when I first looked at Charlie's new design is that she does look a little bit taller. Because in the pilot, we know that Vaggie, and we also know that Charlie they're actually kind of short. They don't really look like they're very tall. But it really truthfully looks like that they went ahead and they might have made her a bit taller. Because if we look at the way how she's sitting in the couch and everything, and if the couch is the exact same size how we saw when everyone came home and before they met Alistair, they really look like they went ahead and they made Charlie a little bit taller, which I absolutely can't wait to see when they actually animate it. I think it's really, really cool because Charlie being a little bit taller, that means that maybe other characters will also be taller. And I think it's a really cool design with what they're going for, because with the whole of Charlie's outfit, let's say for instance that Charlie was short, right? I don't think that it would have worked with her outfit, because when we see her in the pilot with the peach and with the black, it looks so nice. It looks so cute. But maybe because of the colors that they're actually doing and everything with her outfit, I think it would have looked better a little bit if she was made taller. Hey, that's just my personal opinion, guys. Once again, don't kill me in the comments. But once again, I think they made her a little bit taller, which is absolutely fine. It's absolutely great. But before I go ahead and I give my honest opinion of everything about Charlie, first of all, I just want to say, not everyone is going to like this change. No, not everyone really likes change. I myself, when I first saw Charlie's new design, I was not I wouldn't say happy about it. I was more shocked because a lot of people, of course, they want Charlie to stay the way they want, stay how the way she was in the pilot, because a lot of us were, of course, very and completely used towards all the characters in the pilot. It was the same way when we went ahead and we heard about, unfortunately, the voice actors for Husband Hotel, how we heard that some characters were going to stay and some characters were going to go. I completely lost my shit when I heard that Michael will no longer be playing Angel Dust. I absolutely got so upset. I cried literally for the whole damn day. I actually had to cry because I thought to myself, who on God's green earth is going to go ahead and play a better Angel Dust than Michael? Who's going to go ahead and do that? But you see, at this moment, this is where we're just going to have to go ahead and trust VisiPop and trust A24. They wouldn't go ahead and make changes like this towards Angel Dust if they didn't know what they were doing. We just have to go ahead and we actually just have to trust them with this. We just have to. There's nothing else we can really do about this. We have to go ahead and just accept the change. We should just be happy overall, just getting a little bit serious and a little bit deep here for just a quick second before I give my overall opinion about Charlie, because I know this is taking a quick left turn, but it really does tie with the video when it comes down to Charlie's new design, because it really deals with change. We should honestly and truthfully just be happy that we get Hell of a Boss and Has-Been Hotel for free. A lot of animators like VisiPop, one of her dreams is coming true, which is getting her own animated series on TV. And I really hope that a lot of other animators will get that in the future. But for right now, VisiPop is living her dream right now. Getting Has-Been Hotel, something that she went ahead and created. I didn't even think that she even thought that this was going to be this big. Get a whole TV show and get recognized by a company. We ourselves should actually go ahead and just support VisiPop for what she's doing. Because at the end of the day, we should just be glad that Has-Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss just exists. They're both really, really amazing shows. And, you know, I know Twitter is just going to go ahead and say, I hate, a lot of people is going to say that they hate Charlie's new design. We want the old design back. We want what we got from the pilot, because we're just so used to the pilot. We're used to the pilot. We're used to the characters, and we don't want to experience change. And as I said, a lot of people don't want that stuff to change. But guys, at the end of the day, it is what it is. It is going to change, and we're just going to have to go ahead and just accept it. And I really believe that as time goes on, a lot of people will actually like the new designs for the character. I really believe they would, because at the end of the day, change simply just takes time. It really truthfully does. Going off topic for a quick second, and for an example of this is the TV show that we all know and love, American Dragon Jake Long. We all watched that TV show when we were younger. It's still one of my favorite TV shows, right? Season 1 and Season 2 of American Dragon Jake Long was completely different art styles. And when I mean completely different, I mean completely different. Characters changed completely. The art style changed. Everything. Season 1, completely different. Season 2, whole nother ball game. But a lot of people grew up with Season 1, American Dragon Jake Long. And to be honest with you, I also grew up with American Dragon Jake Long Season 1. But when it came down to Season 2, honest to goodness, I actually preferred Season 2 animation style. It was honestly, seriously, it was just me. And I know a lot of people didn't like it, because I know that a lot of my friends said that, hey, I actually prefer Season 1. But for me, as I said, I actually prefer Season 2. But the only gripe I have with Season 2 is Jake's dragon form. They completely made Jake's dragon form skinny. And I really truthfully wish they kept Season 1 Jake's dragon form when he's all buff and stuff. That's the only gripe I have with American Dragon Jake Long. But other than that, I absolutely loved it. I loved the new art style for Season 2. I love how they did Jake. I love how they did Rose. I love all of it because they gave him more of a sharper style, and I really personally enjoyed it. But as I said, for some people, that's an absolutely no-go for some people. And it's the same way as I said for Has-Been Hotel for Charlie's new design, and for the other characters' designs that are actually going to come out. And absolutely, you know, all of us are waiting for. All of us are waiting for Alistair's new design. I'm personally waiting for Alistair's new design. I absolutely can't wait for Alistair's new design. But guys, the main thing that I want you guys to take from this, if you guys can, is that I think all of us just need some time to just get used to the new characters. But my overall opinion for Charlie's design, in the beginning, as I said, I wasn't too taken for it. I really truthfully was not. I was not at all. But the more I looked at her, the more I saw our Charlie, which is our wonderful princess of hell, I fell in love with it. And I know also a lot of people also didn't like her name changing, who was Main or Magnan. I know a lot of people didn't like that. But they went ahead and they did it more accurate. It's now Morningstar. And if you guys didn't know, quick lesson for you guys out there, Lucifer actually means Morningstar. And I know that's another change that a lot of people were not too much of a fan of. But I overall think it was okay. I honestly, truthfully think it was okay. With everything that went on, I personally think that it was okay. But guys, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to become part of my Fox Village. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Later, Kitsunes.